guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing top 5 worst movies of 2013. So this will be 5 to all the way to 1, so it will be a count up to my favorite or my least favorite movie of the year. I know usually I do this as like a topic video, but I did want to do this for the end of the year, and I will be doing something special for comic books on Dark Avenger Inc. So be sure to look in Dark Avenger Inc. In the next couple of days, because we have a big project for comic books for 2013. But let's talk about top 5 worst movies of the year. Alright, number 5 is Despicable Me 2, and I gave this 3 stars. I remember going into this, and we saw it at one of the crappier movie theaters. Usually when you're like, you know, I kind of want to see this movie, we go to that crappier movie theater, because it is a little cheaper. So we went there, and it was okay, the movie. I remember being kind of bored, and you know, that's usually distinguishing if you like a film or not. If you're bored or not, and this kind of made me bored. I liked the first film. It was really cute. I was looking forward to the second film. The second film was a lot of the same thing. Honestly, I can't even remember more of the plot. I can't even remember it. I just remember Kristen Wiig was in it. The girls were still in it. I think he was trying to get a date with Kristen Wiig's character, if I remember correctly. There was some Italian restaurant. I honestly kind of hardly remember the film. Yeah, I just remember not really liking it when I did walk out of it, and there wasn't a lot of jokes, and didn't feel like that classic Despicable Me from the first one. The Minions were cool, and I know a lot of people like this movie, but for me, it just kind of fell short. Alright, number 4, some people are going to be shocked by this, but The Wolverine. I gave this 3 stars also. Obviously leaning more towards don't watch it. Yeah, this film, I remember I saw it with a group of people that didn't end up liking it either. Maybe that swayed me a little, but honestly, another kind of forgettable movie. I know a lot of people hated Wolverine Origins. I didn't love it either, but honestly, I think Wolverine Origins was better than The Wolverine. There were some really good action sequences, but I remember the 2 love interests of this film. They couldn't pick who was going to be the love interest. The overall story was with Silver Samurai was kind of lackluster for me, especially for a superhero movie, and something to really get the Wolverine back on top, a big character, didn't make it for me. I think the best was probably ending going into Days of Future Past, which I'm crossing my fingers will be a good film, and as much as it has been hyped up, because it's one of the films I'm most looking forward to in 2014. So yeah, The Wolverine. There was one action sequence I liked, and that was the train one. But overall, I just didn't like the movie when I walked out of it, and I guess was a little bored. And the story could have been better for Wolverine. He's a better character than that, in my opinion. All right, number 3 is The Great Gatsby. I'm actually a big fan of the book, The Great Gatsby, and I remember a lot of people either liked this movie or disliked it. And the one thing I liked about this film was probably Leonardo DiCaprio as Gatsby. I thought it was perfect. The whole hair flipping thing he did during the movie was great. But the music, honestly, I thought didn't fit. Some people said that Jay-Z's music fit totally for the film, but for me, I don't think it fit at all with the 1920s look they were trying to get. It was too extravagant. Yes, I understand it was the 1920s, it was Gatsby, but I think it overtook from what the story was all about. And the other performances just weren't great. Even Tobey Maguire's Nick Carraway, I don't think really got the whole magic of what these characters really are, and why this book is still popular today when it was made almost 100 year ago. So I don't know, I just didn't really like it. Though it was a little bit over over embellished, I would say, just again with the direction that the director did end up going. It was just way too big for what it should have been, and a lot of performances were stiff. So that's why number 3 is Great Gatsby, and probably because I was just so hyped up for it, and when I saw it I was just really disappointed. Number 2 is actually a review I did today, which is American Hustle. Another movie I was just really hyped up for. A great cast that just didn't work well. A lot of things just weren't organic. There wasn't a lot of chemistry. I didn't think the story really showed. I felt like the story was very sloppy, in my opinion. I didn't really understand what was going on throughout the movie. I didn't understand the main plot, and that's pretty bad. They should explain more character backgrounds to actually care for them. I did not care for the characters at all. I just couldn't get into this one. I didn't go into that world when I was watching it. I still felt like outside that world, and that's not good when you watch movies. And honestly, a lot of these movies that are on my list, I felt that way. Especially Despicable Me 2 also felt that way. I didn't feel like I was in that movie, really into that world, and that's what I want to feel in a movie. In American Hustle, definitely, I didn't feel that way. So that was number 2. I gave that 2 stars. Number 1 is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and I can't believe I even saw it, and that was Lords of Salem. Rob Zombie movie. I went to see this probably, I want to say, my spring break last year. I want to say that, but I don't even remember when it came out. But my friend's a big Rob Zombie fan. He's seen all the movies. We make fun of the Halloween movies, so why not see Lords of Salem? So we're going to the movie theater. A movie theater we usually don't go to, but it's the only movie theater actually showing this film, so I was like, alright, let's go. We go. I think it was a Friday night. 0 people in the theater. Literally, that was the first time it ever happened. The first time it almost happened that we were in a theater by ourselves totally was with Legends of Chun-Li, but there was one person that ruined that, and then 3 people wanted to play charades and then left. So that was Legend of Chun-Li, and again, there was one person at least in that theater, or in that room. And then with Lords of Salem, literally, we could laugh as loud as possible, we could talk as loud as possible, there's nobody in that room. And yeah, this movie didn't make sense at all. She's a musician, a DJ, and she gets possessed by a witch type thing. And there's a meat baby. There is some crazy stuff there. I don't even want to say it, but there is some crazy nut stuff, and you're like, whoa, this movie doesn't make sense. It doesn't even have a story. There's no stories. There's just some crazy shit going on in that movie. Probably the worst Rob Zombie movie I've ever seen. Again, stuff didn't even make sense. And of course, Sherry Moon Zombie was the star of the film too, and there was no one else except that person from Kenan and Kel was in the movie as one of the DJs, and he was cursing, and that was kind of weird to see as a 90s kid. But yeah, this kind of sucked. I gave that 0 stars walking out. I couldn't find one good thing about that film. It was probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And then there's this cross. Especially if you're Catholic, I would say. It was just a really weird film, and they're trying to have those allusions to the devil. It was really bad. So yeah, Lords of Salem was number 1. That was no doubt. I put Lords of Salem number 1, and that was not a hard decision. But please tell me in the comments below what you thought was the worst movies of 2013, and this is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rent Situations, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.